So that was a very important breakthrough.
Yeah, I read that 50% of the nitrogen in most people's body comes from that method. 50% of the nitrogen in most people's body that they've consumed from food.
Oh yeah, because of fertilizer.
Yeah, because of that
Yeah,
hopper
that
method.
might be true. It was a fundamental problem for most of civilization. Is how do you get nitrogen for the plants? The limiting factor, in fact, even in the rainforest, is like the nitrogen is bound nitrogen.
When you do eventually colonize Mars, what's the idea in terms of terraforming? Is it contained ecosystems that are under domes? Like what are you planning on doing to make it habitable?
Well, at first you would have to have a life support system, because Mars has a low density atmosphere, only about 1% the density of Earth, and it's primarily CO2. Now, over time, you can terraform Mars. Terraform means make it like Earth, essentially. And if you warm Mars up, you will. There's a bunch of frozen CO2 that will evaporate, densify the atmosphere, and you'd actually want kind of global warming on Mars.
Are you aware of the origin myth of the Dogon tribe?
No.
There's a tribe I believe it's a tribe in, I forget what part of Africa, but they believe that they came from Mars, and that there was a civilization that left Mars, many, many eons ago. And it's a really weird theory, because they know some things about Mars.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't come from Mars.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure too. But I mean, it's.
Do they have any spaceships? If they don't have any spaceships, then I'm like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's worth reading about the history of writing, but only 5,500 years, and one has to credit basically the ancient Sumerians, who aren't around anymore, with the first writing.
Are you aware, though, that there's hieroglyphs that depict a history of Egypt that goes back far longer, maybe even 30,000 plus years ago, but archaeologists dismiss it because they think that that's mythical. But non-conventional archaeologists who believe in what's called the Younger Dryas impact theory, that somewhere around 11,800 years ago, civilization was essentially all but wiped out by comet impacts. And that is the reason why they keep finding these insanely old, huge structures, megalithic structures that are carved out of stone.